And underway in this, the final contest of day one of week 3. It is TEMWA Chileshe and the grey. In fact, they're both wearing very similar. Chileshe about to serve now, I suppose, up to 3-love against Michael Shelton-Agar. Shelton-Agar from the Remuera Club in Auckland plays some slightly unorthodox shots at times, but just hangs in there and has won a number of games throughout this competition by doing so. Whereas Chileshe won the first week of the tournament and also has a current world ranking as well. His PSA world ranking sits at 337 in the world at the moment. Chileshe also won his first PSA tournament. It was the satellite tournament at Eden Epsom. That would have been just before the lockdown. Here's one of the two players who lives on site, along with Joel Ascot. They live here at Squash XL. Oh, ball doing the little bit of the die, and that particularly in that backhand corner for the right-handers. And just to review the previous winners tonight, Joel Ascot in 3 over Jack Condon. Leo Fatialova, 13-11. And the 5th over Lance Beddoes. And then just Elijah Thomas in 4 games over Glenn Tippett. So TEMWA Chileshe racing through this to a 7-2 lead. Nothing too spectacular to certainly. Oh, now everybody should know that you need to take the ball early, because if it hits those back corners at the moment, it's going to die fairly quickly. We're getting on to 8:30 at night. Tomorrow though, and Sunday will be afternoon and early evening games. And anybody can actually come along to watch, because in New Zealand you're allowed 100 people to come along to sporting events such as this. At the moment, New Zealand has a pretty good record dealing with the coronavirus. 22 deaths total. Very unfortunate. But no one in hospital anymore. And only a few cases at all. fairly quick serve there you get from Shelton-AGAR. There's no mucking around on it. In many ways he lures an opponent to a false sense of security, but there's a good finish from Chileshe to take the first game, 11-3. So we're back, and it is TEMWA Chileshe looking very steady. He is very sure and steady. I'm saying that the referee for this particular match is Glenn Templeton. Pretty much straight off the court after a 4-game loss to Elijah Thomas, and now he's on the scoreboard. Nothing too spectacular from TEMWA Chileshe just yet. He's doing what he needs to do and being very professional about it. Yeah, well played by TEMWA Chileshe. A lot of players would have gone for a bigger shot. Just a little bit of confusion there. Who was actually going to be serving? Just about dropped away too much. Got to be careful you don't let the ball drop too low in either side. The length, a real bonus. So again, he's just continuing on his first game form. TEMWA Chileshe, the winner of this tournament in week 1, semi-finalist week 2. There he goes, wrapping up at game number 2 here against Shelton-AGAR. Again, very efficient. That's all he needs to do. Wrapping up 11-4. On to game number 3, and it is 2 games to love to TEMWA Chileshe. 1 love already, and that's the 3rd game against Michael Shelton-AGAR. Got that drive down. The forehand side did not work on that occasion. All right, let's see whether with TEMWA Chileshe can wrap this up quickly. So far it's taken 14 minutes for just over 2 games. He looks as though he doesn't feel like staying out too long. Shelton-AGAR does have a habit of looking as though he's behind and then just forcing his way back in. He's one of those players who was annoyingly hanging around, frustrating the opposition. Even in this rally. Well, just taking his time, Shelton-AGAR, hanging there, making his opponent do all the work, and then comes up with something like that. Again, Shelton-AGAR forcing the pace in this one, but then beaten by a top shot. So after a good start, it is Shelton-AGAR down 4-8 against Chileshe, who won the first two games. And just errors like that, trying to force it too soon, too early. Here's what he was practicing during the break. Down the backhand wall, with the switch over to the forehand. Too much. And this is a match ball. 10-4. Yeah, Temwa, you didn't need to do that. And that's the sort of thing that Shelton-AGAR can do. You get all these match balls and it just reels off a couple of points. But not this time. It is a win to TEMWA CHILESHE, who goes through, and that is 11-3, 11-4 and 11-6. So a straight game win for TEMWA CHILESHE over Michael Shelton-AGAR.